Hey guys, Pitmaster here. Another Sensei UFC. The UFC has become a dojo. It's become a sensei. It's become a place to learn so much martial arts. You can just see these techniques. What works? What doesn't? What kind of training works? What doesn't? It's unbelievable how much you can learn if you just don't just watch it for the entertainment. Watch it to learn. And if you're a martial artist, it's like watching one of those old Mario Sparry Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't even, they weren't even DVDs, they were VHS. Or any kind of old school, VHS on learning. That's what watching each UFC is. You can learn so much from watching a UFC and incorporate it into your training, or if you're an instructor, bring it into your curriculum. I do all the time. I like to think that I might have even brought some stuff into the UFC. But anyway, okay, here's my 3 lessons. Some of them might be repetitive because they rear their ugly head over and over. Conditioning. Number 1, my lesson is conditioning. Conditioning can mean the difference between winning and losing in a cage or in the ring, or life or death in the street. If you run out of gas when someone's trying to kill you in the street, you're dead. You can't do anything when your muscles are filled with lactic acid and your carbon dioxide and you're acidotic, and you just can't do anything. Your mind might want to, but you can't. And I'll give you the perfect example of these fights. Claudia versus Joanna. There was, I think it was Friday night, and it was the main event. Claudia was ahead for 2 rounds. She looked great. But I knew, watching her, that her game would suffer severely if her conditioning ran out, and it did. And after the second round, you could tell, when she went back to the corner, you could just tell that she was spent. Her conditioning was done. She came out to the 3rd round and lost the 3rd. She lost the 4th. She lost the 5th. She got beaten pretty badly the 3rd, 4th, and 5th because her conditioning was completely done. Now, Joanna got a little tired too, so she wasn't able to finish her. And Claudia is tough as hell, or tough as nails. But if that was a street situation and the person didn't get tired at all and you were that exhausted like Claudia was, she couldn't even get a takedown after the second. Bad things will happen. So what it tells you is you need to train your conditioning. You need to cross-train. You can't rely on sparring and grappling, no matter how tiring it is, to think that that's all you need for your conditioning, because it isn't. That nobody trains like that and is successful in high-level martial arts, mixed martial arts, high-level kickboxing, or even boxing. You can't spar your way into shape. You really can't. You can spar your way into timing and defense and distance and level, and it is a workout, but it can't be your only workout. It can't. You can't grapple or jiu-jitsu your way into shape. Even if you're training for a high-level jiu-jitsu match, you need to cross-train. Okay? That's my lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, the technical stand-up. You're going to see a video at the end of this video. You're going to see a video at the end of this video on why technical stand-ups are so important. Okay, Santos was fighting Gegard Mousasi, and he stood up with he tried to stand up from the ground with both hands on the ground. He was in the guard. Mousasi was in his guard, and they tried to stand up, putting both hands on the ground. And he ended up getting knocked out. So technical knockouts are very, very important. And we're going to go over that. So I won't even talk about that one now. That's going to be at the end of this video. Number 3, distance is so important in a fight. Let me name a couple fights. Okay. DC Silva. There was a lot of factors, but the distance is what made DC so successful in his takedowns and his one-sided victory. Okay, Lesnar Hunt. Hunt would have knocked him out if he could keep the proper punching distance, but Lesnar was able to get inside and take him down over and over and over, and so distance. Okay, Joanna against Claudia. The first 2 rounds, Claudia was able to control the distance and take Joanna down pretty much at will until she gassed out. Sanchez Roundtree, one of the tough finales. Sanchez and Roundtree. Sanchez's distance ruled, and he was able to impose his will on Roundtree and win the fight. Juliana Pena and Kat Zingano. It was Pena's distance that ended up eventually winning the fight. And it was a really good even fight between Ross Pearson and Will Brooks, but then the distance, Will Brooks controlled the distance, got the takedowns, got the win. Okay? Distance is king. I've said it over and over and over again, and it rears its ugly head again. Like 7, 8, 9 fights this past. There's other factors. I'm not trying to simplify it, but to me, distance was the winner of those fights. Okay, so my three takeaways from Sensei UFC was: number 1, conditioning. You need to cross train. You need to. If you want to go high level, you need to cross train. If you just want to be a martial artist and not really train for anything and not really care about winning fights in the ring or in the street or in the cage, don't cross train. Who am I to say? I'm just a karate guy. Number 2, technical stand-ups can mean the difference between being knocked out and standing up without being knocked out. Number 3, distance is king. All right? Watch the video at the end of this. Please comment, subscribe, tell me how you like this video, and tell me how you like Sensei UFC. Thanks for coming, guys. Picture perfect reason why we've been doing the technical ghetto. I mean, this guy was a jiu-jitsu guy, and he's on the ground. He's on the ground. And then the guy that was in his guard got up. He started to stand. He put both hands on the ground, sat up, and the guy just walked right from him. Boom, knocked him out. It was the Musasi fight. Gegard Musasi against Santos. Knocked him out. He actually was a jiu-jitsu black belt. He was out of the guard, and he actually started to stand up like this. Both hands on the ground. His opponent was right there. If that was a street fight, he'd be dead right now. Could have kicked him, just brutalized him. But he actually did this. Okay, so even more of the reason he didn't even do this. He could have pulled the guy back in the guard, or started to kick the guy, and then when the guy backs up, then you slide back and stand up. But it has to be, and I don't think the guy did that on purpose. He didn't want to get knocked out. So he obviously just thought, oh, that's the easiest way to get up, I'll just get up. He didn't even think about it. So you need to think about it while you're training, because you're not going to think about it when there's so much adrenaline pumping in a fight. I want this to be second nature of you standing up like this. Even if you stood up and the guy hit him and he was doing this, it would have been better than this. Okay, but when you're in a technical stand, you can kick, you can push, you can pull a guy in, and you can levitate and step back, or you can go in and grab the guy's leg for another takedown. That's one reason the technical stand is so important. So get a partner. Okay, get a partner. And I want you guys to start off with a technical stand-up. I want your partner to just like stand in, you throw a kick, I want him to step back, and then when you feel it's safe to stand up, and when you feel it's safe to stand up, say you got too close to the guy, you're here, the guy got too close, you're better off here, right, trying to grab him, or you're better off like here, or kicking him his knee and having him stand, push back, step back. Okay? That's all better than this. Okay? And then the probably the most common way to do it is either from here, go in for a takedown, or kick him when he steps back, slide back and stand up. Okay? So get a partner and let's do that. Okay? Go! One side on your back, one side standing over him. And then you practice how you're gonna get up. Good. Keep your hand up, put, kick. Don't actually kick his knee hard though, unless you really want to. Good. If he's coming, you gotta kick at him. You gotta kick at his knee. Go back.